guys hear me? All right. Please stand for a national anthem. Good evening, graduates, families, and staff. My name is Ope Alanjoy, and I have served this past year as our student council president. It's so cool to see everyone here tonight. I'm a little hyped to say that this is my first graduation since preschool. I would love to give a shout out to our patient teacher, Mr. Nalgian, our principal, Mrs. Polk, our science teacher, Mr. Sadowski. Without them, my 8th grade year wouldn't have been as much fun. I'd also like to recognize our school board of trustees, our superintendent, Mr. Yurkovich, Knights and principal, Mr. Beatty, and all of the Knights and district staff that came here tonight, especially those who taught this graduation class. It means a lot that you are all here. If I were to describe my 8th grade year, I'd say it was quick. But if given the chance to restart, I wouldn't. Mostly because the last thing I want to do is repeat algebra, but also because this year had so many moments and sparks of bonding, regardless if we realized it or not. Like coming together as a class to buy Mr. Nalgian tickets to a Warriors game. We might have drove him crazy, but at least he got to see Steph Curry. Or how algebra kids would work together on group tests because algebra is horrible and the worst thing ever created. Or even how hyped us boys on the basketball team were when someone coming off the bench made his first 3 of the season. Or how me and my vice principal, Adham, were able to finally get changes made to the dress code. These moments and experiences are something I wouldn't trade for anything. And for a final note to my class, all year Mr. Nalgian warned us of a hole in the ground, that if we weren't careful, we could fall into. But I'm confident that our class can handle any obstacle that comes our way, whether it be a hole in the ground or a large brick wall. And on behalf of me and my classmates, I'd like to thank all the parents and guardians who showed up today and helped us guide us through the year. See you all in high school.
Thank you, Ope. Welcome, families and friends, distinguished guests, school board, and all the staff that can make it out today. 8th grade, if you guys could please put your phones away and head back to your assigned seats. My fault. Just some habits are hard to break. It was an honor, truly, to be your 8th grade teacher this year. For those that don't know, my name is Mr. Nalgian. Although I know it's a mouthful, and every year I get a different nickname. This year it was Mr. Nene. Don't know where it started, but when Miss Polk, our principal, started calling me the name, I figured it stuck. It's been an interesting year. Lots of ups and downs. We started the year with so much promise and anticipation for what was to come. But something always tried to knock us off course. We had some internal conflict and frustrations, and we're also missing some key people for stretches at a time. So we were never really able to gel the way that we should have. Whenever it seemed like we were gaining some momentum and there was a reason to be hopeful, something else seemed to come up. As we hit April, things started to get real. And I thought, okay, maybe we'll be able to flip that switch and start to live up to our potential. Unfortunately, the year didn't end that way. As you all know, we ended up losing to the Los Angeles Lakers in the second round. And I'm still trying to figure out where the Golden State Warriors went wrong. Now, if you replay that, you can probably take every word I just said and actually apply it to our class this year. And I'll have a little bit more to say about that, but if you know how much passion I have for the Warriors, the fact that I'm even comparing you guys to them says how much I love you all. And I promise you one thing, this is a year I will never forget. But before we move forward, I have a few people to thank. I want to thank our custodial staff, Alex, Anthony, and Jordan, who really pitched in to help out and make today happen. I want to thank our parent club, who went above and beyond this year. They donated t-shirts, flowers, food, gifts, and provided so many other means of support. They've been amazing all year, and they really came through for our 8th grade this year. So thank you, RPTC. I want to thank all the staff who not only came here to celebrate, but were very helpful leading up to this and asking me constantly throughout the weeks leading up, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And I really do appreciate that, so thank you guys. And finally, to our Old River parents, you guys really stepped up when we needed you most, whether it was for the dance, for the activity night, or today. This place looks beautiful thanks to all of the parents. And in one in particular, I want to call out Courtney Fuentes. Thank you so much for really organizing so much and communicating back and forth. We had like our daily meeting check-ins, and it was really helpful for me, so thank you, Courtney. As I already said, I'll have a few more things to share with this graduating class at the end. But for now, I'd like to bring up our superintendent, Mr. Yurkovich. He'd like to share a few words with all of you.
You don't know how good I feel to be able to go up a step, not on a scooter anymore. So, graduating class 2023, Old River. How you doing? Come on now. No, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. So I want to let you know I'm very pleased to be able to be here and speak on our behalf today. I want to congratulate you on a year well done. I want to congratulate you on your achievements this year. I have to say, I know that you guys have been through a lot. Middle school was a tough road for you. Things are getting better. Many of you are going to Liberty High School. It's still in transition there. If you've driven by, you know there's a lot of changes going on. So you're coming from a school that's been in transition for a number of years, and we're sending you off with the very best of what we have and what we could do. I am going to say that you're prepared for high school. You are. You have to be responsible for your actions, and you have to take charge of your lives. You have 4 years to go from middle school to responsible adults. 4 years. You're not alone after this. So what I'd like to say, I want all of you to turn around. Parents, get your phones and cameras ready. I want you to find the people in your crowd that has been here to support you the entire way. Go ahead, stand up, 8th grade. Turn around. Find your parents and family. Give them a good wave. And now tell them that you love them. I'm going to ask that when they want to celebrate you, you take it serious, because this is not only your graduation, this is their celebration as well. They put a lot of time and effort into you, and this is a big accomplishment as a parent, as somebody who has a senior in high school and has been through a middle school graduation. This is a big step for your parents. So when they want to come up and give you a hug and tell you that they love you and they're proud of you, please allow them that. Please allow them that. I think we're all at the point of this year where we can take a deep breath and kindly accept that this year is coming to a close. And I know you're all anxious about what next year is going to hold. I can tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to love high school. There's many more opportunities. There's many more clubs and sports. And I absolutely love it when our former students come back to visit us, and I can see how much you've grown, and you can tell me about some of your experiences there. A little bit of advice I can send you on the way with. That's about all I have left to give you is some good words of advice. Number one, like I said, be responsible for your own success. Don't blame others. You take credit for what you do, and you keep working hard. Study hard, and remember, with each late night studying, you're investing in yourself for the rest of your life. Remember, don't follow the crowd. Sometimes the best paths don't show up on a map. You be you. Don't go along with the crowd. Do what you know is right. And finally, I got one more after this. Don't be in such a hurry to grow up. You're only a kid for so long. Once you get a job and get out in the work world, I come to work every day and I'm blessed because I get to watch you be kids. And I love it. I'll never get back there. Enjoy this time. You'll have the rest of your life to be adults. And finally, graduates, probably the best piece of advice is tonight is the best night to ask for that big ticket item from your parents that you've been wanting for so long. Tonight's the night. With that said, I want to congratulate you. I want to be the first to congratulate you tonight on a job well done. We're proud of you, and just because your chapter here is closing at Old River doesn't mean that we're not done checking up and seeing how you're doing. Make us proud, kids. You're otters. Take care.
So our first recognition of the evening is actually not for a student, but a staff member. So earlier today, our beloved fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Templeton, was gifted with an assortment of gift basket items so she can spend a day at the beach or many days at the beach with her grandkids. And one of those items was actually donated by our 8th grade graduating class. So we just wanted to say thank you so much, Ms. Templeton, for everything that you did for our 8th graders, and we wish you the best of luck in retirement. And now for our next student speaker of the evening, please help me welcome up Mia Valdez.
These last couple of weeks have been filled with emotions, whether they were good or bad. As much as I thought I was ready for the ending, I wasn't. I hope every one of you cherish these moments we've had with each other, because as someone who's been a part of the school district for 7 years, I sure have. We've come a long way with each other, and now that's all coming to an end. It's more of a bittersweet moment. Each morning, I walk into these gates getting greeted by teachers that were either new or have been here, but that doesn't make a difference because they've all made my day somehow. Over these last few weeks, I've been getting closer with everyone, including teachers, students, and staff members. And as much as I hate doing that, there's a part of me that loves every bit of it. I just didn't want to get close knowing that there's going to be an ending that I wasn't ready for. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to leave this place, but I know if I do, there'll be doors to new opportunities. And now we're just starting our journey. This is now an end of the era that I'm not looking forward to, walking into a class with people I hardly know and not the kids that I've been going to class with. Most importantly, I want to thank all my educators from the past years. You have all said or did something that stuck with me, and I'm not just talking about lessons. The way you've all done everything for us is very much appreciated. I'm grateful for my support groups these last few years, all my friends that have stuck with me these years, and even recently, especially Lacey. I can simply ask her to go outside because I need air, and she'll be right behind me, and even just making sure everything's all the way just for me. It's like she'd make the path for me, and if I made the wrong turn, she'll block it and make sure I go back on the right path. My biggest thank you goes out to my family, though. Thank you for supporting me throughout everything, even when I wanted to try something new. You've all shown me that it's okay to do it and get out of my comfort zone. My mom has been there for me through thick and thin, and never told me what her expectations are from me, and let me get there on my own, which I did. But always remember to speak life, and not just about yourself, but about others as well. And now, I need you guys to be real quick, so hold on. Thank you.
Nice job, Mia. And now our keynote speaker of the evening is someone who joined our staff this year but has made a big impression on these 8th graders, so much that they wanted him to speak a few words on their behalf. So here's our science teacher, Mr. Sadowski.
Real one, all right. It's a little rough coming up here after Mia. Almost got me going a little bit with that. But welcome everyone, parents, friends, classmates, my science class from 2022 to 2023. I'm so blessed and fortunate just to be up here with you guys. And thank you for asking me to talk tonight. So as I came into this school, before I even walked into my classroom, people were already telling me about you guys. They're saying, watch out. That 7th grade class is going to be a challenge next year. And coming from my background as a medic, I was like, well, that's one of two things. Either I'm going to have a whole lot of mess to deal with, or I'm going to just be a lucky man and person to have you in my life. And I think we hit the latter point of that. So I'll be honest, though, at the beginning of the year, didn't know any of that. Okay? I didn't know what to expect from you guys. So as a good scientist does, I sat there for the whole year, took a step back and watched what you guys were doing in the classroom and a little bit outside the classroom. So here's what I see now. 27 soon-to-be adults, 4 years though. You're not adults yet. Okay, remember family life? Yeah. Not there yet. Yeah, we're not gonna watch the video, okay? You guys were asked to do more in your formative years though than most of your peers. I wasn't asked to stay at home for a year or two of my life. I wasn't asked to give up my own life. You guys were. You guys were asked then to come back to a classroom, take off the mask, start learning again, interact well with your peers, stop touching each other, okay? Who would do that? I think we all know, okay? You were asked to relearn a lot of things that may have slipped as we went through a pandemic. You were even asked to be the change that you wanted to see in the world. And that's hard. That's hard for adults to do, myself included. So as the year progressed, what was I looking for? Was I looking for students that were resilient? Were I looking for students that were adaptable and knew how to change? For the parents, and I saw your kids. They struggled this year, and they persevered this year on top of all that. Most of the time, that came as a group. So here's what I saw. There was a student here that didn't get a talk today until her student advocated for her right by her side. When students have had their heads down out under the awning, there's always not just one, not just two, there's 3 students checking in on that student and making sure they're okay and doing the right thing. When a student gets 100% on a baby project that I couldn't get 100% on, as soon as I tell her her score, the whole class erupts in laughter and cheering for her. You can't separate these kids. They share their pain, they share their joy, they share all of it together. Even last Friday, right? It started with Ope and Lucas, and suddenly your whole class was dancing together as one whole. You put Knights to shame a little bit, which is good. I've never seen a class that just gets that close together through all you've been through. But that resiliency and that newfound strength has made you all so much stronger than you realize. So I have my evidence now. Good scientists, we always get our data, right? I have my evidence how you treat each other. For the most part, there's some hiccups. Okay? Sometimes you guys get called out for stuff, but often you guys have the integrity to own up to it. Which there are certain adults, trust me, I was with 18 and 19-year-olds in the Army that don't own up to the mistakes. You guys are ahead of the curve. It doesn't look like it now, but trust me, you guys are going to do well, just like Mr. Yurkovich said, at Liberty, De La Salle, Heritage, Clayton Valley, wherever you go. Okay? Be it on the basketball court, on a play, or in the classroom. I have full faith in you guys. So who are you guys to me? You are that change. Your resiliency. You're loyal and supportive to everyone to your left and your right, to everyone sitting behind you and standing in front of you. Sometimes you're rivals to each other. You're friends and you're confidants. You're kind. You're loyal. You're everything that I want an Old River Otter to be. So I only have one goal for you as you move on into high school and beyond. Go show the world who I know you to be. And it's their turn to watch out. I had my turn. It went too quickly. Now the high school's got to watch out for you. And now I know it's a positive thing. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for what you've done here. Okay, who you are and who you are becoming. You always have a home here if you need it. So congratulations to the Old River class of 2023. I'm so proud of all of you guys for being here and allowing us to be part of this with you. For the last time this year, I love you all.
Thank you, Mr. Sadowski. Now I'd like to ask our principal, Ms. Polk, to join me on stage to award our first set of student awards for the evening. These are our Old River Elementary Citizenship Awards. The Citizenship Award is an award voted on by staff in recognition of outstanding contribution to the school and community. While academics are important, they are not to be considered alone. Just as important are upholding the district's core character traits of integrity, responsibility, scholarship, citizenship, and respect. It should also be mentioned that this was very close, with many students receiving votes from the staff, demonstrating the strong character among these 8th graders. The two being recognized today are shining examples of what it means to be a student in the Knightson District and a citizen of our school. I'm proud to announce that this year's recipients of the 2023 Old River Citizenship Awards are Roman Fuentes and Tiffany Hernandez Beltran. And Tiffany was also selected to give a speech tonight, so I'm going to let her do that, but we're going to need one prop first.
Thank you. Short people problems. As I stand here reading this speech, it feels like the movies, when all the memories that you have made in the past few years are playing in the background like a slideshow. It feels almost unreal. When I first got told that I was coming to the school, I was terrified, annoyed, and distraught about pretty much every bad emotion. I didn't think I would make it here. I kept thinking to myself about how I didn't know these people and how difficult it would be. It already was considering we were online, but in some weird way, it made everything easier. I met amazing people, and those people I now get to call my friends. I guess everything that happens happens for a reason, and I'm grateful so. Although middle school wasn't perfect, nothing in life ever is. So as anyone, I made the best out of it. Even during difficult times that would stretch into months, I tried. Even though my head felt as though it was going to explode every time we did a test, I tried. And I'm so glad I did, because that is the reason I am here today, that all of us are here today, because we tried and we made it. Our 8th grade class was far from the best, but in the end we rallied together to get where we are now. As I prepare to say my final goodbye to this school, it feels bittersweet. It's a reminder that we are growing up and that time is precious, so we need to have fun with it. Hang out with friends, don't worry about drama, and have fun. Although I didn't love this school, I most definitely didn't hate it. This place holds memories that I will cherish forever. All the dances and school activities with friends that would make you smile so much it hurt. All the volleyball games in the gym where we would come together to hang out for a little bit longer. And all the lunch talks where it seemed as though the laughter would never end. People tend to focus on the bad so much that it overlooks the good. So as we get ready for the next chapter of our lives, let's remember there's so much that we haven't discovered and so much waiting for us. So many people we haven't met and so many lives we haven't changed. So get excited about what's coming next. But for the people like me sad to leave this school and all the great memories I made here, I will quote this from most of our childhood's author, Dr. Seuss. Don't be sad because it's over, smile because it happened. Congratulations, class of 2023. We did it.
Thank you, Tiffany. Now I'm going to have Ms. Polk jump back up here one more time. Our next set of awards are very unique to Old River. These are our Green and Gold Awards. Recipients are chosen by their classroom teachers for displaying some exceptional trait in academic performance, character, citizenship, effort, or a combination of all of the above. Our Green and Gold Award winners for this year are Adham El-Jendi and Wendy Alarcon. I want to read something about them first before they come up. Both Adham and Wendy demonstrated examples of high character consistently throughout the year, including citizenship and respect for all. Adham has proven to be a wonderful representative of Old River Elementary. He took his role as vice president very seriously this year and displayed a level of maturity that was desperately needed in 8th grade. Not only has Adham stepped up as a leader in our classroom, he also set a strong example of the otter spirit during the sports seasons. When he wasn't contributing on the court for both volleyball and basketball, he was helping out in other ways, often being my go-to scorekeeper for home games. Adham consistently demonstrates a willingness to help others and make Old River a better place. Wendy Alarcon has been an anchor during stormy times. She is always doing the right thing. Always. Is always kind to everyone. Always. And is always respectful to adults. Wendy is soft-spoken, but the impact of her actions can be felt throughout the classroom. Wendy will routinely clean up the messes made by classmates, which is a lot, and will organize areas of our room that need it. Thank you. She doesn't need to be asked. She just does it because of her giant heart and her desire to help. Wendy's growth as a reader and writer this year have also demonstrated what it means to be an otter. She has persevered and turned in some incredible work, often done with the creative flair of a gifted artist. So I'm so proud to recognize these two amazing students who are so deserving of this award. Once again, Adham El-Jendi and Wendy Alarcon. Come on up. Our next set of awards are the American Legion Awards. To present them, I'd like to invite up someone very special. His name is Marty Leach, and he's the chaplain, American Legion Post 202. And he's been kind enough to grace us with his presence and share a few words on behalf of these two wonderful students who will be getting this award.
Let me get some hardware out here real quick. So good evening. I'm a U.S. Coast Guard veteran. I'm honored to serve as the chaplain for the American Legion Post 202, which represents the communities of Brentwood, Byron, Bethel Island, Oakley, Discovery Bay, and Knightson. The American Legion is an organization comprised of military veterans dedicated to the service of God and country. We believe the best way to perform the service is to take an active interest in the preparation of our youth so that they may become patriotic, freedom-preserving citizens. It is in this interest that the American Legion School Awards program was born many years ago. Today, the award is presented to students at the local level through recommendation of school staff. This is the highest honor awarded to our youth by the American Legion. It is a medal that proclaims to the world that you are the kind of boy or girl that we, the comrades of the men and women who gave their lives in battle, believe are worthy of such an honor. It is our desire that wherever you go and whatever you do, you will always be guided by the highest ideals of service to God and country. So when I call your name, please stand, walk to the side, and it'll be my pleasure to award your medal and your certificate. So this American Legion Student Award is presented to Lacey Badia. The next American Legion Student Award is presented to Mubarak Oladunjoye. So to the families and the teachers of tonight's awardees, I say congratulations and thank you. Thank you for fostering the values of patriotism and freedom preservation in your students. May God bless you all, and may God bless our great nation. Thank you.
And Lacey was also chosen to give a speech tonight, so she's going to remain on stage.
No, it's okay. Can I go? Yeah, please. What's the longest word in the English dictionary? That's what I thought I would learn in 8th grade when I was little. Little did I know it would be a little more difficult. I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to speak to you guys today. This school has given me countless opportunities, from education to friends to sports, and most of all to a family. My first year here was, I ended up moving schools in the 6th grade. Obviously I came back, or else I wouldn't be here today. But I couldn't have done any of this without a very important behind-the-scenes supporter. She's worked hard for everything we have today as a family. She fills our house with love, passion, life lessons, etc. Most of all, she's created a hard-working environment for me and my brother. No matter if it was a good day or a bad day in sports or academically, she always pushed me to be better. Not only has she made me a better person, but ultimately she's become my biggest inspiration. No matter who I wanted to become or what I wanted to accomplish, she never gave me the impression that I couldn't do so. I love you, Mom, and thank you for everything you've done for me. Being here today and the past couple of weeks, I've learned a lesson. I've always been so focused on the future or stuck in the past, but now standing on the stage, I realize it's important to see what's in front of you. Be grateful for all that you have and don't miss the opportunities. I wish I took more opportunities to realize the kind of friends I have among me. I have been gifted with all these people in front of me, but most of all gifted with the best friend. Every day would make more memories, more stories to tell, and most of all, a stronger friendship. No matter where it was, me and Mia were always together. We went through our bad phases, bad days, good phases, good days, and everything in between together. I'm so proud of all of us right here, and congratulations to all of you. To conclude my speech, the longest word in English dictionary is Excuse me. New ultra microscopic silivolcaniosis. I can't really pronounce it, but you don't learn without difficulty.
All right, hello, friends. I am here to present a few awards this evening. The first is going to be the President's Award for Educational Excellence. The purpose of this award is to recognize academic success in the classroom. To be eligible for the President's Award for Educational Excellence, students have to have earned Honor Society for all semesters and trimesters of grades 6th through 8th, and obtained high achievement in reading or math on state tests. Only a small percentage of students nationwide receive this honor. To do so takes consistency in effort, extraordinary discipline, and excellence in achievement. We are proud to have 5 recipients of this prestigious honor and commend their outstanding dedication to their education. Joseph Waller. Sorry. All good. I got a little ahead of myself, so right now it's just Joseph. Next, we have the President's Award for Educational Achievement. The purpose of this award is to recognize students that show outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment, or intellectual development in their academic subjects. Some of these students demonstrated unusual commitment to learning and academics despite unique challenges. Our recipients this year are being recognized for their work ethic, for their attitudes, but more importantly, their growth. They are James Bishop, Michael Bree, Lucas Nelson, Ope Allenjoy, Achilles Pasakos, Alithia Pasakos, and Ty Pipkins.
Oh, that way. Whoopsie daisy.
I could be in the back.
Yeah, you would call one. Whose face? There you go.
There we go.
Whose face was it?
Next is our Outstanding Student Award. The Outstanding Student in Academic Achievement, and in high school, this would be considered the valedictorian, the person with the highest grade point average in all subject areas from grades 6th through 8th. This year's recipients of the Outstanding Student in Academic Achievement is Joseph Waller. And our final award may be the most prestigious award an 8th grader can receive, the recognition of Seroptimist of the Delta. Every year, Seroptimist International of the Delta honors an exemplary 8th grade student from each of the middle schools in Brentwood, Byron, Knightston, and Oakley school districts. Each of the 8th grade Seroptimist citizenship recipients are selected for their outstanding contributions to school, community activities, responsibility, peer and adult relationships, and willingness to help. Each middle school is tasked with selecting one student that possesses these qualities. Students are nominated by a teacher, and then an interview process is conducted, and then a winner is selected. I am so very proud to announce the recipient of our Seroptimist Award, Alithia Pasakos. And Alithia, I'm going to have you stay up here to deliver our final student address of the evening.
Thank you, Mrs. Polk, for your kind words and for your acknowledgement of me as the Seroptimus Award recipient. I don't want to repeat a lot of what my fellow classmates have already said, but before I begin, I do want to echo how thankful I am for all my teachers over the years who have helped me get to this point. And a special acknowledgement to Mr. Sadowski, who is new to our school this year, but somehow still able to adjust to our class almost instantly. A huge accomplishment in itself, and we're very thankful for you. Saying this class is one of a kind is an understatement. We're unique and all over the place. A mess, but under certain circumstances, a team. We didn't always get along, and at times there was a lot of bickering, and sometimes even arguments or actual yelling. A lot of the time, we found ourselves picking and choosing who we rooted for. This was one of our biggest downfalls. We didn't always stick up for each other unless it benefited us or our reputation. Now, a big reason this might have been a problem is because we were never truly introduced to a traditional middle school setting. There's nothing against the school when I say this, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. Other schools were given the ability to see and understand what it's like to have multiple teachers and go to different classes throughout the day. While some might say we're at a disadvantage because our 6th through 8th grade experience wasn't like the other middle schools, I would disagree. Our class, having a different experience, actually gives us new ways to see and look at our future opportunities. We weren't given the same things that other middle schools had, but that doesn't mean we have to view it as a negative. Other schools were given better communication lessons because they had classes with so many different people, but we can benefit just as much from being in a small class with the same people. Over time, for example, we learned to read each other's emotions and what others' actions meant. Admittedly, there were times we were upset we didn't have their pathway, but at the end of the day, we all have one thing in common. We're all going to be entering into a brand new experience because none of us, from this school, from Excelsior, Delta Vista, and so on, has ever been in the environment of high school. That will be new to all of us. We're all going to be freshmen at a big school that we're all unfamiliar with, where we're scared of how people will view us. So how do we know if we're prepared to take this next big step in life? Well, I can say for sure that the greatest thing about this year, about being at Old River in a small class with the same people every day, was the constant guidance from our leader and #1 supporter, Mr. Naljian. Day in and day out, Mr. Naljian has gone above and beyond to make sure we have the tools to succeed. He encouraged us to appreciate music through Artist of the Week. He has shared important lessons from Chop Wood, Carry Water. He's even taught us the basics of personal finance, things like how to open a savings account and why it's important to save and invest for our futures. Most importantly, Mr. Naljian has always given us options to choose whether something was important enough to us that we actually wanted to listen and be involved. Always laying out options, but empowering us to choose for ourselves, to decide what's important to us, to use our time wisely, and to not waste the time of others. Thank you, Mr. Naljian, for being so patient with us. For giving us the time and space to discover ourselves and work through our challenges and problems, for sharing personal stories with us from your own life experiences to show that you are here for us, not only as a teacher, but as someone we can come to if we're ever struggling or need advice or encouragement. You invested your time in all of us, and I hope you see now that it was time well spent. For these things, and the countless other ways that you've been there for us, thank you, and we love you. Just hang in there, sorry. To my twin brother Achilles, my older brother, but only by a minute. We were born together, we lived together. Sorry. And we've been in... I'm so sorry. And we've been in the same class for as long as I can remember. As we enter high school and as we mature, we might drift apart. We won't hang out all the time because we'll have our own separate friends. and we won't be in the same classes anymore. We'll see each other at home, but we'll be starting the beginning of our own lives, trying to accomplish our own goals. At the end of the day, there's no falling out for us. With friends, you can stop talking or go your separate ways. But with us, we're siblings. I know you like to tease me a lot, but I also know you love me, and you're stuck with me whether you like it or not. We might not always be together, but I hope you know I'll always be there for you, and I love you. Just one more thing. It's not on here, but I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2023. Let's be proud of ourselves because we finally did it.
Thank you, Alithia. It is now time for the presentation of the diplomas. And for that, I'd like to invite our school board and our administrators up on the stage to help honor these graduates. Remember, going up, down, forward. Our first graduate from the class of 2023. Wendy M. Alarcon. Olivia Alfson. Jessica Anguiano Estrada. Valentin Bedoya Morales. James Bishop. Michael Joseph Bree. Jacob Cachola. Adham Algendi. Roman Fuentes. Michaela Harvey. Thomas Hogue, Jr. Tiffany A. Hernandez Beltran. Devin James McIntosh. Riley Christopher Melton. Sadie Lee Mernon. Lucas Nelson.
I'm so happy, guys.
Mubarak Opemipo Olaronjoye. Lacey Marie Padilla. Achilles Pasakos. Alithia Pasakos. Ty Pipkins. Kimberly Santoyo. Salvador San Vicente. Mia Andrea Valdez. Jordan Isabella Velasco. And Joseph Warren Waller. Let's hear it one more time for these wonderful graduates. Thank you, school board and administration. What's that? Eighth grade. This is the last time you hear me bring up the Warriors as a learning tool, so savor it. But let's rewind a little bit to properly tell this story. Last year, watching the Warriors win their 4th title in 8 years was probably my favorite championship run of all. They started the year 18-2, surprising many since they had missed the playoffs entirely the year before. I remember telling my brother before the playoffs even started that the Warriors were going to win it. I just felt like they had the right pieces, and it wasn't because they had the best record in the league. They didn't. In fact, even when they made the finals, they were substantial underdogs against the Celtics. They even had some key injuries and some games towards the end of the season that they lost that kind of dipped, not only their record, but the eyes of a lot of critics. But I felt like at the end of the day, they were going to win because they had built winning habits from the beginning of the year. As a small, often unnoticed part of that, they even went undefeated in the preseason. This year's Warriors team was quite different. They started the year 3-7 and were in and out of playoff contention all year. Inconsistency plagued them all year, ups and downs. There was hope that if they could just make the playoffs, they could flip that switch and make another title run. We know that they didn't. And the lesson is, the habits you create can come to define you. The habits you create in the preseason, when the spotlights aren't on you, are the ones that show up when the lights are brightest. The same goes for the classroom. The same goes for life. You can't cheat the process. You are always building your own house. Another interesting storyline from this Warriors season is simply known as the punch. During training camp, one of the Warriors' more fiery players, I'll just say it, Draymond, ended up punching a teammate during practice. The video got leaked and it became a whole thing. After the season ended, Draymond Green, the player who did the punching, was actually very honest and candid in discussing the incident, even saying that he felt like it derailed the season and caused a lot of issues. One of the issues was the player who got punched severely underperformed in the playoffs when the team needed them the most. And the lesson is, your decisions have a real impact on the people around you. In a classroom, on a team, at a job. When people depend on you to help them be successful, everything you do is amplified. Your words matter. Your actions matter. You either build or destroy. When I look out at you all, I believe now, just as I did in the first day of class, this is a championship roster, full of lots of talent and character. The way you all rally together to celebrate your teacher in the most epic way possible will forever make me smile. That was definitely a Steph Curry type performance you guys pulled off. We had such a memorable year together, full of so many wonderful examples of caring friendship, compassion, empathy, leadership, and determination. But the destructive habits we created early on were too difficult to overcome, at least in this year, despite all the effort that was made. I've always described 8th grade as the year that we nudge kids out of the nest, knowing there's a safety net there just in case they need it. When you all think about this year, I hope, of course, that you remember the good times, the laughter, the silliness, the close bonds that were built. But I also want you to remember the bad ones, the negativity, the frustrations, the put-downs, the hurt, the pain. I want you to hold on to these because tomorrow when you wake up, I hope you realize how important it is to build successful habits now, to put in the work in the dark so that it shows up when the lights are on, and to understand that you have an impact on those around you. Remember, you're always building your own house, and in high school, that safety net won't be quite the same, and real world comes at you really fast. The advice I have for you is the same I have for the Warriors. Take a few weeks off, rest, recover, reflect. Build confidence in knowing that you had moments of greatness, moments that inspired those who were watching, especially me. Get excited at the fact that there are areas of growth, that there are things that can be improved. Then get to work. Chop wood, carry water, speak life, recognize the humanity in each other, and recommit to a mission, to a purpose that is greater than yourselves. 8th grade, I love you all. I'm here for you always, and I hope a lot of you come back to visit, like you all said you would. And I can't wait to see this next chapter in your lives unfold, and I know that you guys are destined for greatness. So let's hear it one more time for the class of 2023.